This episode of the Kind of Funny Gamescast is brought to you by Video Blocks. What is Video Blocks, Greg?
Yeah, what is Video Blocks,
Let me
Tim?
tell you. It's an affordable subscription-based stock media site that gives you unlimited access to premium stock footage. What does that mean to us?
B-roll!
What? We used a whole bunch of this B-roll at
Use
Kind
some
of
of
Funny
that.
Live, Kind of Funny Live 1
didn't use
and
that.
2. I did not use this, no.
You might use that. You did use that. Dave Fennoy
Anyways,
was talking about
super
some-
cool, super awesome. I'm a huge fan of all the stuff. I've been a video editor almost my entire life. And
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of it. Stock footage makes it super easy. This stuff, royalty free. Once you get it, you can use it anything you
Nice.
want. What's super cool is it's subscription based. So when you get a subscription, you can download as much as you want.
Nice.
So that's super cool. Here's a monkey. He's dancing around, having a good time.
Who doesn't want to put that in there?
There's audio stuff. There's like After Effects graphic stuff, and then there's all the stock footage too. So there's a whole bunch of there. You got Pong.
That's Pong
It's
right
hard
there.
for
We're
us- there
blocking
you
the
go.
guy.
There.
Get out of here with your Pong. Whoa! Whoa!
Video
you make a
Blocks.
video Christmas card with this, you'll blow your mom's face off.
Oh my God. Video Blocks is offering our fans a year subscription for only $99. That's a $50 discount off the usual price tag for our listeners only. That's less than $10 a month. Get yours today for only $99 at videoblocks.com/gamescast. That's videoblocks.com/gamescast.
They can't read it when you do it like that. Move your chair and your mic too. The mic's in the way. What's VC? Oh, Video Blocks, Video Blocks, Video Blocks, Video Blocks.
I'm sorry. So guys, another game that we're going to give our thoughts on.
Arguably
Dragon,
bigger than Battlefield 1.
the only thing bigger.
Yeah.
And somehow you have it built up all the way from the ground. Dragon Quest Builders.
Hell yeah.
Now, you guys are both obsessed with it.
Right.
I want to hear your stories. You have two different perspectives. We got
Sure.
the Minecraft guy.
Hi.
We got the Dragon Quest guy. Where do we meet? What's the consensus?
I think it's awesome. Colin, do you like it?
Yeah, I don't know that it's awesome in my opinion, but I think it's a great game.
I mean, for me,
I
it's
think a lot of
exactly
fun.
what I wanted. We talk about this all the time. Games not delivering on your expectations for them, right? From the time we first heard about Dragon Quest Builders and it was going to be some weird RPG mashup with Minecraft, I was like, and it's going to be on Vita. I was like, this sounds like the perfect game to have on mute and watch TV with and fool around with and build something out in. And it's done that to a T for me, right? Is it awesome in terms of like, is it Uncharted 4 or something? No, of course not. But I mean, it is awesome in terms of like, I'm in love with it. I find myself, man, I should play. I have Batman Arkham Asylum. I want to play more of that. I want to play more Tomb Raider. I want to do more VR stuff. But I'm like, I could also kick on Luke Cage or West Wing or something like that and just sit here and chill out and go through and grind out and find new materials and find new recipes and do all these different things. It's on Vita accomplishing exactly what I want. You know what I mean? And it's interesting to see so many people excited for it on PlayStation 4, on PS3, enjoying it on a console, when for me it is that experience. But it is a Vita game, which obviously I'm always excited about. It's a Vita game that runs well. It's a Vita game that's fun. It's a Vita game that's deep. It's a Vita game that you can get really into. And what I've talked about in the other shows from, somebody who's played hours and hours of Minecraft, right, is the fact that it's a dumbed down Minecraft. You know what I mean? Like, it is baby's first Minecraft in the same way it's baby's first RPG or whatever, right? Of like, okay, take this quest and run and do this. There's problems with both those things, whereas the RPG side, which we'll touch on with Colin, I know more, is just like, it sucks that there's not a quest log. It sucks that I can't see everything on there and have a better tracking system. But again, it's so simple. Why does that matter? I'm at most having 2-3 quests at a time. The Minecraft side of it is, it's doing away with so many things that aren't annoyances in Minecraft. They are Minecraft. That's the game. But here you don't have to worry about it. Where, in the very beginning, you start with just these, empty boxes on the bottom of your screen, which you fill in with the materials you're collecting or whatever you're doing. But then, you build your own chest. I was like, okay, great. I'm building these chests. I'll be able to put the stuff in there like Minecraft. If I put 2 chests together, they'll become one big chest. Okay, no, they don't do that. There's still mini chests. But when I go to craft, I don't need to take out of the chest what I want. At the crafting station, it knows that back in that chest, I have a whole bunch of sand, so I can make some glass. Okay, that's really cool. Easy. Taking away some of the challenge of like trying to figure out where you're putting all your resources. Then you make like an enchanted chest that when you're out there and you fill up your bar, that stuff's just automatically transitioned back. And if you have stuff back there that you've already crafted, you can hit X at any time in the open world and then pull up your menu and take stuff out of that enchanted chest and have it ready to go. It's a cheat. It's an easy way around it, but for what they're doing, the kind of game they're building, what they want to be, it works. I wish they went deeper with it, right? Like, we just finished chapter 1 or whatever, which is the first area. And then you jump out and, Colin and I talked a little bit of we touched on this in PS I Love You XOXO, and the fact that I was getting ready to leave and it's like, well, when you leave here, you go to new land and you leave all your stuff behind, you're going to lose it all. So I stopped because I wanted to run around and get the challenges done that you had to find online to find out what the challenges were. it turns out that it's cumbersome. When you leave that chapter and start the next chapter, you can always load your previous save and go back into that other chapter you were in to complete the rest of the challenges, which you can now see. But in the other, now it's a completely different save for the next one. So you're starting over in these little mini worlds.
Seems silly.
Where in a Minecraft, I want to build out my universe, my world. When I started the chapter, I thought, okay, I'm going to build my first base here. Keep leveling it up, because you don't level up, your encampment levels up, right? You can increase your health bar, but it's your town level that you're going with. And you hit level. I focused on it for a while, thinking like, put my quest aside. I'm going to build this place out, make more rooms. You're getting like XP off of the rooms, which then fill in your town level meter. I hit level 5 real quick, and that was the max level. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to keep playing through the story, and the next, I'll get to some tipping point where my town can level up more. No, for the first one, level 5 is as far as it can go. I don't know what level chapter 2 is, because I've been playing this game wrong. I've been playing this game thinking I was going to have this one world that I would then be bopping and scatting around, go out to the next world, the next chapter, and come back and be able to screw around with that and build it out. That's not how this works. Now that I understand that, it's like, oh, okay. And like, I was all hesitant to go jump out and not do the challenges. That was silly, because I could have jumped to the next world and then come back to the save and gone back for those challenges there. But I'm enjoying it. It's doing what I want it to do. Combat's super simple. The Minecraft element is super simple, but it's all enjoyable. It's all enjoyable junk food gameplay where I'm just going through, and it's got those hooks of, well, I'm almost there. All right, I did this quest. Well, there's a exclamation mark above her head. What does Pippa need from me? Oh, I need to do this. Okay. Oh, I found this new thing. I go, and there's one new thing to craft. I craft that, and that unlocks the recipe for this other thing now. And to see how that all goes, it's interesting. And I'm interested in now having, gone through the first world, I'm really interested to see what happens with the next world.
Colin.
I think what stops the game from being like fantastic is its peculiarity. It's the peculiar kind of things that it does that I don't think make any sense. But I also think those are minor issues in a game that I think is undeniably fun. I don't really like Minecraft, and I think that I wouldn't play this if it wasn't a Dragon Quest game. It's the same way I feel about Omega Forces Musou that came out last year for Dragon Quest. I just happen to be a really big Dragon Quest fan. I love Dragon Quest, and so I'm a really big fan of those core games and some of the great role-playing games of all time. If you're into really traditional, grindy role-playing games that don't have much story, or a story that really matters, it's not, I don't recommend Dragon Quest for everyone. It's not Final Fantasy. And that's good and that's bad. So getting into the game immediately, and that's why I'm so interested in Greg's experience and why Greg and I have been talking about it a lot, is Greg doesn't know anything about Dragon Quest, and I don't really know anything about Minecraft. So I don't see the comparisons to Minecraft, like saying it's like simpler than Minecraft. I'm like, I don't know, seems exactly the same to me. I don't have the kind of nuanced understanding of Minecraft to know that it's different in any respect. But what really hit me over the head, which I think Greg doesn't see, and that's why I think our opinions together are really powerful with this, is that like the fan service in the game is really like over the top, and I like it. The music and the score, the soundtrack is awesome. The sound effects are awesome. All the enemies you're fighting are Dragon Quest enemies. The weapons and the items that you're finding, like the Oaken Club and all these are all weapons from the games. The armor, all armor from the games. The items that you're making, a lot of them are items from the games. And I think it's a... I really like that Square Enix has worked to democratize Dragon Quest in a different way. It's not to say there hasn't been Dragon Quest spinoffs. There have been Dragon Quest spinoffs for 15 years. It's just to say that like with Heroes and with going into the Musou direction, and then with this particular game going into more of the Minecraft direction, I really like that they're opening it more to a non-niche audience. In fact, trying to get more people to play Dragon Quest in order to figure out what Dragon Quest is, to get back, kind of burrow back into what the essence of Dragon Quest, which is not Dragon Quest Heroes, which is not Dragon Quest Builders, but is more of a 60, 70, 80, 100 hour grindy as fuck role-playing game. But I think that, I enjoy the game. I think I would enjoy it even more, and I'm playing it on Vita as well. I think I would enjoy it even more if there was a quest log, if the challenges weren't so vague, and like, I don't understand the reasons why in a game that has such significant localization and a lot of translation in the game, that they didn't just go the extra step in the original game to make a quest log and that was really weird. That's what I was telling Greg, is like Dragon Quest 9 was the last core Dragon Quest game that came out in the States, and that game came out on DS. And or 3DS, I guess. No, it was DS. And right?
2009?
Yeah, DS. And I felt like I was telling Greg, I'm like, that game was so side quest heavy that there are hundreds of them, and the game numbered them. Like you go into your log and be like, this is side quest 37. And then you see in your list, like, I don't even know where 38 is. I don't know where 39 is. This is side quest 40. And then And so in this game, I'm like, where's the there's so much heritage here. There's such a legacy and a bunch of through lines to real Dragon Quest, but you don't tell me what the fuck I have to do. Like, you don't. And I've been reading a lot about the game too, hoping that there was some information from the Japanese version. In Japan, it was on PS4, PS3, and Vita, so a lot of people played it over there. And I was like looking for information and reading about things, and it's like, yeah, like chapter by chapter, your shit just disappears. Like nothing you do in chapter 1 has anything to do with chapter 2. Like, and I'm like, that is strange. And why didn't it tell me that? Like, not that I'm dumping a lot of time in it, like making my base, because I'm not. But like, I'd be fucking pissed if I spent 10 hours at this place making this thing, and then I'm like, it doesn't really matter.
For me, the problem is I'm not mad at it. I just wish I would have looked into it more in the beginning, because I would have played the game differently. Now, because it's a platinum, right? This is a game I'm enjoying. I'd like to platinum. I'm going to play it on planes, right? But now when I take off tomorrow and I really get into chapter 2, right? It's not going to be, I spent so much time just building my base, fucking around, making the rooms look the way I wanted them to. I'm like, I made these rooms too big. I'm going to bring them back and just have bedroom after bedroom and go make the signs. And I was just doing stuff fucking around the way you do in Minecraft, which is great. Then it turns out at the end there's a challenge for beating it in 20 days, right? And it's like, all right, cool. Well, the next time I play, it's going to be, what's your mission? All right, great. What's your mission? All right, great. I got to get this to whatever level it needs to be. I've hit the base for that level. Great. What's your next? Because it was before where I'm playing, and I built an awesome base. I'm really proud of it. I've enjoyed it. And like, these goddamn fucking scorpions show up and knock down part of the wall. And I'm like, well, fuck. I go over and I reassemble it. And then I'm like, well, I might as well move the armory over here now. And I do, and like, no, that was stupid. That wasted time for that one challenge, right? So now the next time, just bam, 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 let's do it, and then double back and do all the other stuff. Especially because, the base doesn't matter, right? It's just like data on the screen. It doesn't actually matter to the game or to the future of my playthrough what it matters or what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the philosophy of the design of the game, and I think that's one of the things that's really like a hang up for me, where Dragon Quest, much like, and I'm not saying this is a core Dragon Quest game because it's not, but Dragon Quest, much like many RPGs, is about creating a character, or like leveling a character, finding new weapons and armor, finding better curative items and things that let you go further in the world, and making enemies that were once unmanageable manageable. I mean, that's basically the essence of a role-playing game. That's the essence of a lot of games, and Dragon Quest was always really good at it. So when games came along in the genre, in the role-playing game genre, like Lunar or something like that, where the enemies scaled and all this stuff, it kind of frustrated the shit out of me, because I was like, well, what's the point of even leveling then? And I got a similar feeling here, which is unfortunate because Dragon Quest isn't about this, where I'm like, well, and the game makes it really clear in this respect, where it's like your character's not going to get any stronger. You can fight no enemies or a fucking 1,000 enemies. Your character's going to be exactly the same strength. You have to find new things to craft new items and armor that make him stronger. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But since it's not carrying over from chapter to chapter, I'm way less excited about like the prospect of spending a ton of time with this game, since I just don't feel like it really matters. Every time. Like, and that's, I feel like this game's did so well in Japan and is doing so well here. It seems like critically that we'll probably get another one. That I hope that they burrow down into that and do fix that problem, because I do think that that's weird. And I said it before, like the game has an incredible amount of text. Dragon Quest isn't a chatty kind of game typically, but this game especially seems to have so much translation and again a lot of localization that I'm just like, but no quest log? Like I like it, just things like that just fucking piss me off. Like because even if you can't see the active quests and stuff like that, it's nice to see what you've done. Like once you do something, it's just gone. Like you don't know what the fuck you did. And then the challenge, I was reading about the challenges. One of the challenges in the 3rd chapter is to kill 3 dragons. Like what the fuck? How would I even know
chapter
that?
1 too, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, how would you even know that? Like that's one of the things where I'm like, it's just.
It's because we're playing it wrong. That's the whole thing. Like I'm with you when I'm playing through my first chapter and I'm looking for it'd be awesome as quest log. I think it's because we got not sold wrong, but like it was, it's going to be this open world RPG. Well, it's around my town and it's whoever I bring in, and each at maximum there's like 4 in chapter 1, like 4 active people in that town who are talking to you to give you things. So once I get one quest from them, I get a 4 at any time, and they're just above their heads, and it's not the exact same thing. And then it's going out and doing it and getting into it and getting involved. I was thinking it was going to be something and it's not, which is weird, and I don't like it necessarily in that respect. I wish it was what we thought it was going to be, but now knowing it, it's just like the quest for the dragons. How would you know that? You know that when you beat the chapter, which is why for chapter 2 I'm fucking beating it as fast as possible, and then those challenges will open up and I'm like, all right, cool. If I didn't get the thing, I'll go back and get those things.
Yeah, I suspect that Well, let me back up. You said that we're playing the game wrong. I hate that particular excuse. We've talked about this in the past. If a game lets you play it in a certain way, then you're not playing the game wrong. It's not like playing Mario and just running into enemies and you're clearly playing the game wrong, right? But we had this conversation, I think, with Christine back in the day about Witcher, where she's like, you're playing the game wrong. That's why you're not. I'm like, no, I'm not. The game lets me play it exactly like that. If I was playing, and what we were talking about there was that, like, I was like, there's just too much shit to do in this game. Way too many quests, way too many question marks. She's like, well, you're playing it wrong. And I'm like, how am I playing it wrong? The game literally lets me play it like this, and I played it like this for 60 hours. So clearly that's not true, right? And so with Dragon Quest, I feel like with Dragon Quest Builder specifically, I feel like it's just one of those issues. What?
Kevin is asleep, literally. Yeah, well, the doorbell rang and you didn't move at all. Not even a look over there.
Passed out.
So I feel like with Dragon Quest Builder specifically, it's not a matter of playing it wrong. It's a matter of playing within the parameters of the game. Like, I feel like there's got to be some blame put on the design.
No. I'm
like,
with you, I'm not saying I'm saying that I think where we came in thinking this game was something it wasn't. Where I wish there was a quest log, sure, to see but once we get going, it's like, well, why does it matter? Like, I mean, there's never going to be enough quests where I'm going to be really lost, it would seem like. And then it's terms of like, it's gone. Once you do it, it's gone. Well, kind of sure, but not really, because there is the room she wanted me to build that looks exactly the same. Like, it's visually represented. I'm just saying that I don't think it's fair to compare it necessarily to the Dragon Quest that's come before it. In the same way, it's not necessarily fair to compare it. And I'm like, it's baby's first Minecraft, right? Because it's not trying to keep me in that world for 1,000 hours. It is like, hey, you need to fucking make this. I'm just running around playing it like I'd play Minecraft. So I found like steel way early and had the most powerful weapons way early. And so that was the thing too of like, jumping through the different colored portals to the different parts of the map. I'd come out and I would just start getting my ass handed to me by different characters, have to be really defensive because I didn't understand Seeds of Life and I had a very small health bar. But then it was that, man, I'm getting my butt kicked and I'd go back and then I'd find steel and make the steel broadsword and they're like, oh, okay, now I come back.
Fuck
and I'm
you,
taking
Scorpions.
Exactly. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, I don't want to sound down on it. I think it's great. I do want to say, and I've reiterated this before on PS I Love You, and I think on this show, like, we really got to give a lot, I give Square Enix especially a lot of shit. And I think they deserve a lot of it. But they deserve a lot of credit for supporting Vita the way they've been supporting it with big games. And, it was when Dragon Quest Heroes was announced for Vita, I was like, really? Like, it was obviously going to be in Japan, but here I was like, I don't think the PS3 version of the game came out here. So we had like the PS4 and Vita versions of the game, and I was like, that's really cool. And again, with Adventures of Mana and World of Final Fantasy and all these games, I'm like, props to these guys for putting their money where their mouth is on these games. Yes, they're putting them on their big brother console as well, and I'm sure they're going to sell 90% of their copies there, but it's cool. And so I want to reiterate, if you own a Vita and you're interested in this game, buy it on Vita. Like, let's keep sending a message to these guys. This is really the only AAA developer or publisher supporting the handheld to this degree, including first party. So I want to give them a lot of credit for doing that. I think it's cool. I think it's bold, and I don't think it's necessarily going to pay off for them. So I'd like to help them. I would, if it was a shitty game, I wouldn't say that. But it seems like Adventures of Mana is not perfect. It's got problems, and obviously this game's not perfect either, but it's better than Adventures of Mana. And I think World of Final Fantasy with the chibi little characters is going to be really, really cool.
Yeah. The demo's out. It's awesome.
So I feel like we should really, put our money where our mouth is as well with these particular games. Although play it on PS4 if you want. Just be careful. It's not cross-buy and it's not cross-save. So you're playing it in one ecosystem or the other.
One trophy list, though.
So
there you go.